to another exciting episode of Video Game Bang. Your weekly source for all things video game. Featuring your fearless hosts, Cory, Vincent.
I'm pretty much Microsoft and Marvel. The cans are on. It's when ish gets real. People get shot during the day?
And Aaron Carter.
Buy the armor, I equip it, and it's like pink thong. The guy that delivers vending machine items at my job, he could play the right.
Fill up your Mountain Dew and grab your Doritos. It's time for Video Game
Bang! What is up, my pizzas? Cory Vincent here, and this is a bonus episode of the Video Game Bang, and we have to. There's no choice. We wanted to take the day off. We intended that way when we started, but there was just so much insanity coming out of today's E3 conferences. That was the trend of the night, wasn't it? Like, all those
lot of slurring
words. He never slurs his words. His name is Aaron Carter. What's up?
What's up, everybody? Let's get on that hype. Let's get on that train already.
You're ready. On the hype train?
I'm already. Game of the year of this year and next year.
Well, okay, we'll get into that. Also joining us, I don't know what he was doing. You were a little late to the party on Xbox, so you didn't co-stream with me and Aaron, but you did make it to Bethesda.
Yeah.
What were you doing all day, man? This is an important day for video games.
I was out having a date with my wife.
There you go.
Ugh, what a waste of time.
There you go, sir.
Did you guys know that Bethesda was today or what?
I knew Bethesda was today. That's why I made sure to get home before Bethesda.
All right. He's also joining us back from Alabama. What's going on, man? How you doing, Steven?
Country road.
Terrible.
Yeah, that's the only thing I could say.
It's the only thing that needs to be said.
Wow, no words. All right, that was a good show, guys.
Yeah, there you go.
We're all going home.
Multiplayer John Denver.
Let's start off at the beginning. So we'll get to the Bethesda stuff, which we clearly agree. So far, we've seen EA, which if you watch the last episode, you'll hear our review of that. Xbox was this morning, and then Bethesda. So far, Bethesda definitely won.
Yeah, hands down.
Oh yeah.
Microsoft came out and was like in the lead, but it just seems like this E3 they just keep getting better and better and better with each show that comes out. You know it's tough though because you still have two more major guys left.
Yeah, we still got Sony. And Nintendo.
I don't think they have anything.
I don't think Sony's gonna come out with anything that's gonna beat Bethesda.
Yeah, that's what happened like 3 years ago though, when they announced Fallout 4.
Yeah,
it was like they stole the show and
that was it. That was done.
Everything else was just like, oh, okay, that's cool, but it's no Bethesda cool.
And Nintendo, I think, might come in second, depending on what they talk about. How many more details we come out with Super Smash and more of the Pokemon games. But
unless they show a Fallout on the Switch in more detail, I don't think they're gonna come out with anything that's gonna be like, oh yeah,
and you get a Mario power armor.
Oh shit, that'd be dope.
That'd be interesting. I don't know if that'd be the game stiller, but
every time you shoot, she's like woohoo, woohoo.
That'll get old real fast.
Yeah, it would.
But I don't know. Microsoft was early this morning. They did 50 games. They said.
Yeah, so they came out with their main dude, Phil Spencer.
Jacket Spencer.
Yeah, Mr. Jackets himself, and he came out and touted like, you're going to see 50 original games. You're going to see 5 of those exclusive to this Xbox. And, you know, like, it was impressive numbers and definitely a lot more than we saw from EA.
Well, I mean, you have a company that can play first-party and third-party games versus a company that just has their own games.
Yeah,
like
their own
they're not going to have
right.
they're not going to have as many. It's about quality over quantity.
Well, it seemed like EA was just struggling to fill an hour, while when we got done with Xbox, I looked at it, I was like, holy shit, it's been an hour and 45 minutes, and it just breezed by. And it was all action, like trailers. Very little speaking. Like, they have like 2 or 3 parts where people actually came out and spoke for more than, I don't know, 2 or 3 minutes, and it was just trailer after trailer. While EA, it was just like, all right, person walks out, monologues, shows you 30 seconds of something, monologues a little bit more, and then rinse and repeat.
Right.
This one was just wall to wall, and some of the things we saw were Cuphead DLC. Yeah. We'll just go through Black Desert.
Yeah, I'm actually gonna at least sign up for that.
So what did you think? Because you called that one pretty early.
Yeah. I mean, I was literally just waiting for them to do like a Black Desert on the actual console. Over here, at least. I think it's already overseas.
Didn't we report on that before?
What, it being
on the console? I could have swore we've talked about that before.
Maybe Black Desert on the PlayStation.
Maybe
that's what it was, but I don't remember it ever being on the Xbox.
Tales of Vesperia?
Noel's happy.
Definitive Edition?
Yeah.
I might actually get that. Because if it's I gotta double check, but if it's like 4 players, like Symphonia.
Oh, like Tales of Symphonia?
That might be fun.
Yeah, it might be
Tales
fun.
of Stankonia? The one that came out that they gave a lot of screen time to that I had zero interest in, and maybe someone or something will change my mind, but it was the Captain Spirit one.
It's free. Yeah. That's all you need to know.
It's like from the people who made Life is Strange.
And I think that's why they gave it so much attention, was because it was Life is Strange, and Life is Strange was such a hit that they're like, look, we have a new one too. Like, look at this.
It's about a little kid. The story I feel like we've seen plenty of times. A little kid with a crappy life situation, but he has a really overactive imagination.
Yeah.
I think what it is it's the video games trying to blur the lines of like okay, so like in Japan, they take their cartoons very seriously, their anime or whatever. So they'll have cartoons that aren't just about giant robots fighting each other. They're called slice of life. It'll just be a regular, story, like if you watched Full House, but just in animation form. So I think this is that team being like, well, we can tell a regular story, just in video game form. And add a little extra stuff on there. The kid has a active imagination, so
you paint the picture like he's got like a single father.
Yeah,
I think they've lost their mother, so he's turned to alcoholism because the little boy says, "Dad, you're drinking a beer at 12 o'clock."
I'll drink a beer anytime I want to.
Basically, that was his response.
Go clean your room. You're not my son.
Yeah, basically.
So through this kid's imagination, I'm sure you'll help your father cope with the loss of your mother.
Or he might just become an alcoholic and beat the mess out of you.
Or he gets
your
powers.
Choice. Your choice, everybody.
Your choice. It's a video game.
Life is Strange. She had powers, right?
Some of the higher profile things we saw, and we'll kind of build from small to low. We'll spend very little time on them. But Ori and the Will of the Wisps, no one really surprised anybody.
But people wanted that one, that sequel.
Sure.
People were looking for that sequel for a minute.
Yeah. Metro Exodus was the thing.
Poor man's Fallout.
Yeah, that's basically what we did.
Yeah. Now it's extremely even more of a
title.
Yeah, it's an extreme even more poor man's Fallout.
I feel like when we saw it last year, when we saw the trailer for it last year, we were kind of like, we were interested. We were like, oh, that looks like that might be a cool game. And then we saw more of it this year.
There's quite a few games that I think we'll talk about through E3 that look like, this looks awesome. Why haven't I played it? But then it's like, oh, that's right, because there's other much better games.
Like Quake. What was it, Quake Champions?
Quake Champions is one, but I mean, even other ones, I'm trying to think of, they all just kind of blend together. Yeah, we'll talk about it. But Devil May Cry 5?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, I recognize the franchise has its following. Yeah, it has its following. Because, I mean, it was even made its way into the Marvel vs. Capcom series.
Yeah.
But, like...
I used the opportunity for a bathroom break.
But I do like the...
and I watched the recorded version.
I do like the country nerd. I'm not going to lie about that.
Oh, yeah.
I'm all for her. Yeah.
Oh, she was hot, yeah. Kingdom Hearts 3. I've seen more of that game than I think we've ever seen, right?
Again, that one is one I know it has its following. Yeah. People have been waiting on that one.
I just still can't take it seriously when you got Goofy, breathing over your shoulder and they're trying to tell like a dramatic story.
But it's so good.
It's a weird balance.
You know what, though? Like, when you play that game, you're like, Goofy and Donald are badasses, and you don't look at them the same.
I don't think anybody has
ever
uttered that sentence before.
And then you see Mickey Mouse holding a Keyblade, and you're like, this is badass. This is why Disney wins.
Wow.
This is exactly why Disney wins.
This is how Disney takes over Fox.
Yeah.
With a Keyblade.
With a Keyblade. Mickey Mouse goes into the fucking room, kicks open the door, and slices you in half.
But here's one of those things, Corey. If you're curious about it, I feel like these aren't one of... I don't feel like Kingdom Hearts is one of those stories you can just jump in and you'll be like, oh, okay, I know it.
It has to go to the old ones?
You got to go to the old ones.
You have to go through.
Like, it's a weird thing where normally they have other series that you can jump in and just be like, oh, okay, I can get it from here, and then I realized there was some history. I can maybe go back and play those games, but I feel like you have to go back and play those older ones.
So like I've played 1 and 2 and like parts of some of the other ones, but I'd never finished like the spin-offs. And there was a part in that trailer where it shows like this girl in darkness.
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
And I think she's from the Birth by Sleep game that was on the PSP or Vita or something.
Oh, the Dreams into
and
Darkness.
So that's like they kind of put that as like a key moment.
Yeah, like one
And
of
it's
those.
like if I didn't play that, I had no idea.
Exactly.
From my perspective, I thought like, okay, maybe you thought she died, and then now she's back. And it's
Exactly.
like, I can imagine people who are really into it were thinking, "Holy shit!"
No, I'm pretty sure
she's back.
Yeah, that's a
Pretty
reveal
sure that
moment.
was a
And
oh
so-
shit
yeah.
moment.
And didn't even get that reveal feel for anybody else besides the hardcore fans, so it's one of those things definitely where you have to play it. But I think PlayStation actually has like a collector's one.
They do.
Where you can play all of them on like one
Oh, cool.
disc or something. So
I
you
played
can
the
just
first
go-
one.
There's
but that was
two because there's like a 1.9 or whatever, and then there's like a 2.9.
And they even put the card battle one around there. Didn't
yeah, they I don't know if they put the card battle in there. I think it just might be like all the key information.
Well, the story of it or something. Yeah,
and
that's what I
then
know at least. Yeah.
I know they put like the PSP versions on one of them.
Yeah, it's like you really have to buy the history on that.
That one,
to get
well,
invested.
if you want to get into that one before Kingdom Hearts 3, you have until January 29th. That is the official launch date of that one. Also,
not
the
gonna buy.
one I guess we could kind of just graze over, Just Cause 4.
yeah.
Just Cause is a good game,
I
man.
know, yeah, it falls into the
I don't
Metro
know.
category. I'm sure they're great games, but I just feel like there's better games.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's true.
Just get Grand Theft Auto.
That's true.
Jump Force. Let's spend a little time on that one.
They said it wasn't gonna happen. Everybody, when it came out as the Shonen Jump All Stars
Jump All Stars
on the DS, I believe it was, came out in Japan, stole the show in Japan. People were hyped about it. It got a sequel in Japan, but it never made its way over here because Shonen Jump over here has been broken down into. It's like how the Wakandans have the cure for cancer and they don't give it to the rest of the world because the rest of the world just break it down and sell it as individual things. That's
Yeah.
exactly what they did with Shonen Jump. You have this huge publication over there of all the like top anime that everybody watches around the world, and then when you bring it over to America, a whole bunch of companies just break it down and we own this one, so they can never make this fighting game like Smash Brothers with all of these characters in it.
Right.
But now somehow they've, I guess, brought at least I've seen like 4 properties.
This is
Dragon
Ball.
Ball, Dragon Ball Z. What is that?
They have a PS4 one. It's called J Stars Versus.
Oh no, I've seen that one before.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen that one before. That's on the PS3 as well.
PS4 and PS3. I think.
Yeah. See, I've seen the PS3 one. Yeah.
But
So how is this different?
Well, realistic graphics. One, I don't agree with that.
No, I don't.
Right
No,
off
it
the
needs-
bat, I do not.
Oh, so
Needs
yeah,
to
they
be-
didn't go like anime.
Yeah.
They
They went realistic
made 3D
graphics,
models. It's going to be like a typical Dragon Ball or Naruto game.
and I'm
fight
not.
game,
Yeah.
right?
I'm not feeling that.
Looks weird.
I
These
did,
characters
that's
look
why.
weird in a realistic
Yeah.
setting.
Yeah, I'm not feeling that.
It needs to be Naruto Ninja Storm.
Yeah,
Style.
well, I mean, Naruto Ninja Storm, Dragon Ball. What's the Dragon Ball game?
I just know the Tenkaichi series.
No. It's the latest ones.
Oh, Xenoverse?
Xenoverse,
I do
because
know
they
that.
use the same graphics.
Okay.
It's all
Okay.
because that graphic style looks like the animes.
Then that's what they need to
That's
go
what
with.
they should have just went with the whole
Instead
way
of-
through.
Instead of that weird 3D.
Yeah, because it just
But
looks.
then, that
bad.
again, that was like cutscene. That wasn't gameplay.
No, they showed gameplay. Yeah,
Was
because
that-
it's playable on the floor, so people were showing gameplay
Okay,
online.
I didn't see any of that.
And it's not. It's that graphic style. It looks bad to
horrendous.
me. Yeah, I don't know.
That one's announced 2019. No hard set date on that one.
And no heart said bye either. So
Ooh.
yeah,
Other things they talked about: The Division 2. Which, Aaron, you did not seem very impressed.
hard pass. Hard
Just
pass.
because the first one hurt you so bad.
Because the first one came out, and then they came out with a superior game called Wildlands, and I was like, I'm all about that. So why play this? If they had announced Wildlands 2,
Yeah.
that's the hype. That would have been the hype.
I'm not writing it off yet, but I'm not hyped for it.
Well, here's the thing, though.
What?
Since I'm going to be getting Game Pass, I got the
But
game.
it's on Game Pass.
Let's talk about that for a second.
Yeah.
How did you get sold on Game Pass? Remember when we had the early shows about subscription services?
Correct.
And I was all about them, and you would say that they're never going to work. And now here we go. A couple of years later, you're buying one.
Because here's the difference from then to now. They're putting all new
older.
games.
I was
little
just
bit
ahead of
wiser?
my time? Is that what
No,
you're saying?
new games are coming out. They didn't say they were putting new games when they did it before. They were just doing old catalogs. So this is like, what's the last one? Sea of Thieves came out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
People got Game Pass. Boom, you got it first day.
Yep.
They didn't do that before. That's what changed. Before it was like, oh, you got access to all our back catalogs whenever we decide to put it out there. Because their whole idea was, we'll sell it for $50 first. We'll make that money.
And then
We'll put it on Game Pass for those people that want to play. You have to wait longer. Now, if it's day one like everybody else, that's a no-brainer.
Particular games, though.
Yes,
It's
still
gonna be-
particular
yeah.
games, yes. But they're games that I'm kind of on the fence or I don't really care about. So, Division. I could
Right.
play it,
Yeah.
but I'm not going to buy
And
it.
that's where Game Pass comes
And that's where
in.
Gamecast,
Yeah.
yeah.
Gamecast comes
That's
in.
where Game
We
Cast
get
comes
Game
in.
Pass. We can pick up the first Division
Yeah.
as of today on
Yeah.
Game Pass and like replay it, see if it's better than it was when you
I
left
still
it.
technically have it.
And the
sold
thing
it.
they could do is they could take it away from me, and I would not care. So they'd be like, well, whatever. I wasn't playing that one, so.
Battlefield 5, they just showed the same cinematic. There was that was just complete filler. We've
Upset.
seen that
Oh,
thing so
100%.
many times.
Upset that I
They
didn't get any Battle Royale.
Announced at the E3 one, the Battle Royale. Yeah, they confirmed that.
Yeah, but we didn't get to see any gameplay for it, so a little upset.
Shadow of the Tomb Raider.
Exciting.
Yeah, you just heard
It
no.
looked good.
That
No,
brief pause
it's
was
exciting. Oh, I was waiting for like a.
Nobody was gonna do anything for
You guys
it.
don't play that. That's why. That's why it's not exciting for you.
There wasn't gameplay though, was there?
Uh,
I think
if
it was
you would,
I think it was just
simulated.
CGI.
Simulated.
It was
gameplay.
all. It was all. The thing about it though was, this murderer Laura has lost her damn mind in
She's a
this game.
psychopath.
First of all, she got loud with my boy, the fat Samoan dude, Jonah.
Yeah.
And he needs to check that.
He's not going to because
He
then
needs to check
she'll
that.
slit his throat and leave him on a helicopter just dead.
with her pickaxe.
Exactly.
That she found.
You know how
you
many
see
times Jonah saved her life?
You see that predator move that she pulled by putting mud all over
Oh, yeah,
herself
for
to
sure.
camouflage herself?
I was expecting her to have the torch and like scream.
Yeah.
Ah.
She's not a Tomb Raider. There's no way that you can be an archaeologist like that and
She's
you're
like,
killing
no,
people.
Jonah, it's not a tumor.
Indiana Jones.
He killed that many people?
He did shoot that guy in the town.
Yeah, one
In front of
guy.
everybody.
But he didn't rub mud on his face, hide in bushes, and then slit somebody's throat.
Yeah, that's some special ops. shit.
Exactly.
That's
Yeah,
true.
Where'd she get that training?
Like, where?
Murder.
Exactly.
5 years ago, she was
Murder
a
is
shipwrecked
involved.
chick on the island.
Yeah, at the community college where she learned how to be an archaeologist. They
Raiding
have,
bodies.
self-defense class, and
Sheesh.
her teacher was just a savage. The other ones, some of the higher profile ones, spent a lot of time on this. None of us were interested. Forza Horizon 4.
Oh, I fast forwarded through that.
Their biggest thing, dynamic weather.
That as soon so I kept skipping through and I was like,
The
wait,
whole
is it
thing
over
is
yet?
open world.
And it
Or
came
not
up
open world,
with
sorry. Online.
on yeah, I came like I fast forwarded, I stopped. I was like, is it over yet? And I hear them say dynamic. What I was like, oh god. I
Yeah,
just
like,
kept fast
it's-
forwarding. I was like, that's not.
So
A lake freezes over and you
just-
can drive on it now.
You just FIFA'd them, the audience. That's what it was.
You
I
just got
think it was
FIFA.
interesting
You maddened
how
everybody.
that brand new McLaren sports car can go off road and bust fences and all that.
Slide
shit.
on ice.
Yeah.
Slide on ice, and then the car options are blow me away too because they went through and they're like, Daniel here is going to drive the brand new 2018 McLaren. Kelly here is going to drive a Ford Focus.
Karen's got the 1997 Honda Accord out here.
They all put
and then
their
they show
money.
the gameplay and there's always a guy in a Land Rover too. It's like,
And she's only got 7 more payments.
yeah, it was cool if you're into that kind of thing. There's no getting out of the cars. There's no storylines. You just drive around. You see other people driving around. You agree that you want to drive around together.
I feel
Kinda it.
yeah, like that's what it is.
Drive
And-
around, you see others.
And what is
driving
it?
around, you
What the
agree.
stuff he's talking about has
Yeah.
been done already.
Oh,
They
it
had
has.
Need for Speed Underground, where you can drive next to people,
Yeah.
agree to race right then and there from whatever.
You blink your lights.
Yeah, and then you just start racing. Like it wasn't anything spectacular.
Did they
No.
even race in those?
They just drove around.
That's what I was saying. They're just driving around together.
So the thing is, I
These are
feel
family.
I've always felt that
family.
they have taken driving games to the pinnacle of where they can. The cars look photorealistic. That's fine. You just put them in new environments.
They have dynamic weather now.
There's dynamic weather.
Yeah.
There's nothing more you can do. I want to get out the car. Then I might as well play Grand Theft Auto.
Dynamic cars, Aaron. Now
Now
they transform.
So here's the thing too that I think, like, if they did take a cue off of certain
Mario Kart,
movies, Fast and the Furious,
Mad Max,
where you have to like kind of you and your crew have to like steal something from another. They tried it before. I know they've done this in a Need for Speed before.
Yeah, no, Need for Speed.
And then wasn't that in The Crew?
Probably. I don't know. The new Crew is, I think, where you want to play racing, because you're racing on land, air, and sea, all different type of vehicles, like a whole bunch of different type of vehicles,
skateboards, bicycles,
and
These
then
are the two games.
running track.
And then they have the map of America.
These are the two games that need to just do the Saiyan dance, the fusion dance together. Forza 4 and
Need for Speed, Carbon.
GTA.
Oh.
Because GTA's biggest weak point is how shitty the cars and the driving is.
And
Yeah.
well,
You
it's
take
because they
those-
don't have licenses to the cars,
Well, no, it's not that the car looks bad. It's just that they handle crappy and they don't drive right. But if you were able to jump in a car in GTA and then you go into Forza controls and engine and stuff, like, it'd be fucking badass.
And then is where do you go there? After that, you just made Second Life.
You did. Yeah.
Like you people are just not living in the real world anymore.
You made Criminal Simulator.
Yeah, exactly.
2018.
Yeah, so I mean,
The crimes are more real.
it's a I don't know. I wasn't hyped about Forza. So.
No, not at all.
What about Gears of War?
Pop? Yeah,
Pops.
let's get it going.
Yeah, Pops. That was the biggest debate. And they're so lucky they actually had actual Gears of War stuff to show.
They knew what they were doing.
Yeah.
They knew.
They showed, they flashed the logo, and then it like falls over, and then there's Funko Pops like blowing each other up.
Yeah.
It's like the Lego franchises, but for Funko.
It better come out E for everyone.
No, it's gonna be infomature.
It needs to be
It's
the
gonna
Lego version of Gears of War.
It's gonna be
what it needs
infomature. There's gonna be blood everywhere. You're gonna see, I don't know, the aliens popping off. I don't know. It's good. That one, and then didn't they do a mobile game?
Yeah, mobile game, I think they announced, and then finally they got around to Gears 5. I didn't finish 4. I have it. I'm going to finish it, I promise, but I didn't play it, so I was kind of lost on the stories and the characters.
I didn't care.
I was like, who's the
Well, because
bald
you
guy
haven't
with
played
the
it.
I
scratch
did.
on his
No, I
face?
played 1, 2, and 3.
You haven't played 4, though.
So I've played more than 50% of the franchise.
I've played those ones, too, but 4, if you played 4, it feels like then you'd understand 5.
What? Yeah,
you-
like if I played 4,
Then you would understand everything
If
that
I
was in
played
this
4,
trailer.
I would know what the hell's up with dude's arm.
Yeah.
That's it.
but it wouldn't make me excited for it if I'm playing, because like I feel like 1, 2, and 3 felt like the whole
Well,
same
it's
thing.
supposed to be the entire franchise. Like,
Yeah, I
after
know. And
that,
they
that
had
was- they were
yeah,
done.
you can't. Yeah, but like it was so popular, people are not going to let stuff like that die. I understand that, but it's just like okay, that's I did 1, 2, and 3. I beat all those games, and I think that's when I had my feel. That's probably why I didn't really care about 4 when it came out. I was like, okay,
Well,
cool.
when you get that Xbox Game Pass.
Then I'll just have it regardless. Yeah,
I just want to be Coltrane.
he's not. I'm
He's
glad
right.
he's gone.
He was the best
I'm
character.
glad he's gone. I'm glad they got a civilized Negro in the game.
Well, he
Finally.
might get shot in the face, Aaron. If you watch that
Sheesh.
trailer, he might
No dates on that one either. Just 2019.
stop beating dead horses. Pocket Agent says.
Well, I mean, it's the 5th time. Halo.
Oh Jesus!
That's the last one we were going to get to.
Yeah, let's bring that right there
Halo
to the
Infinite.
forefront. Now, they didn't say anything on it.
Boring.
Yeah. They didn't say anything on it, but I swear it just looks like Halo 1, like a updated, remastered one or something.
So bad.
I'm not saying it's a bad thing, but you can't tell me it didn't. That first level, or what they looked at, or what you were looking at, did not look like that first level, Corey?
It did look like.
All right, then.
Yeah.
With the
Yeah.
Halo ring
When
around
I
the
first
planet
seen it,
and everything.
I was like, oh great,
That's
Halo. I even sent it in the damn the message chat to everybody when I
Yeah.
was watching. I was like, oh, another Halo.
yeah,
And then the
it's-
reveal was just like, okay, that's
I think
lackluster.
they're going back. They might tell some stories they didn't tell before. Because look, you got a regular Master Chief there again.
I think Cortana's coming back because they allude to the chip.
Well,
that he
yeah, because
said.
it does take place after 5.
Yeah, he just gets Norton antivirus and then installs it on Cortana and then
So she
sticks it back
needed
in
the
his
whole
head.
time.
He gets
Yeah.
Friday.
No, it's easy. Yeah,
Yeah, I think it's going back to like its original.
it's
type of thing.
Cortano. It's a dude now.
Yeah.
Cortana.
Yeah,
It's Alexa.
Don't
Fucking
assume it's gender.
The only thing I'm excited about it is that it is it's a legit Halo game, and we're not getting like another Halo Wars or something.
You don't know that yet?
I'm
Could be turn-based.
Could be.
You know, it looked
Turn-based
like
RPG.
a side scroller when they were in the Warthog.
It did
they're all-
not look like a
Dude,
side scroller.
no, it looked like one of those Xbox Live Arcade games.
Ooh.
When they were in that Warthog driving up whatever from
That's
like
just-
and the
that's
cameras pulled back.
that's just a
I was
camera
like,
angle.
oh, this is
Confirmed.
This is,
Xbox
confirmed.
Live arcade game.
This is Laura Croft and whatever that like 3D point and click game is.
I was pretty underwhelmed too with what they showed. I think that was at the root of it. The issue with Xbox's announcement. It's just like they had a lot of stuff to show us, but none of it was like any of their heavy hitters.
No.
They gave them some FaceTime, but they didn't give us really anything significant. There was no Battle Royale, which was kind of surprising.
You wanted that?
Thank you.
No, I expected it though.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And I bet you it's still going to appear in one or all of these games, but I think they're just wise enough not to play into the whole thing and become joked about.
Yeah,
over it.
smart.
And chat kind of alluded to it too. Pocket Asian says Microsoft always sucks at E3. With that in mind, yeah, they have had some really bad years. This wasn't terrible.
This was not terrible. No.
No.
But I think they did this last year, right? When they said, "Hey, we got 50 games we're showing."
Which is good because they've learned, and that was one of the things that we really liked from it last year was that they focused more on just here's a trailer. We'll talk for like 15 seconds. Here's a world premiere, and then they kept going that way and just like rapid fire in your face.
One of the big things it was kind of not unlike Xbox was like what Steven was saying. They didn't like talk about the console at all or try and plug an upgrade.
Thank God.
Yeah.
They didn't do a commercial for Mixer. I
Or
think they
VR.
just mentioned it a few times. They might have said the word Mixer.
I think
Oh, no, that's all he said,
felt
yeah.
guilty when he said that though.
Yeah, he
If
did.
you look at his face, he was like, "And Mixer." Oh.
Thank you for everybody that's
Because he
watching on
just
the mix.
knows in the back of his mind
Yeah.
what's happening on Twitch chat.
Yeah.
He's
Yeah,
just
he
like,
knows.
oh, there's
He
like
wanted
yeah.
to say Twitch.
100,000 people in Twitch
But he
chat
couldn't.
putting up the cringe symbol.
Yeah.
Contractually
The other cool thing they did talk a little bit of business though when they mentioned that they basically Microsoft Studios acquired like 5 other game developers.
So that's interesting.
That is very interesting.
But to me, none of those developer studios were bomb droppers. I'm sorry, they weren't. If they came out and was like, and Microsoft Studio has now purchased Naughty Dog.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Then it'd be like
That's a bomb dropper.
Crap.
That's
That
a
would never
gut
happen,
punch
though.
to
It's
the
Okay.
competitor.
All right then. So are any of those other companies that you saw that they announced gut punches to any other competitor?
Ninja Theory. I think Ninja Theory is because they did Heavenly Sword, and that was like a huge one for PS3 back in the day.
It's PS3. We're on a PS4 though. What have you done for me lately?
They have a really good track record, I think, with games, and that's why I think that one was probably the most exciting for me that they announced, or shocking, I should say.
Shockingly expensive.
Yeah, because I was like, because they've done Enslaved: Odyssey to the West, which is a really good game that everybody should.
Slept on though.
Yeah, everybody slept on, but it was
Yeah.
a really good game. They just did that Hellblade game.
Again, slept on.
Yeah, but I mean, a lot of people raved about it.
So where are the AAA title ones?
I don't know why you do this all the time. Like your expectations just go through the roof. You get shown something and you go, "Why was it just these mid-tier game developers? Why didn't they acquire Naughty Dog
Because
or Rockstar?"
Why would you get excited for mid tier?
Well, I mean, the year before that it was all about indies, which are even smaller. So these are
But no,
actually
so- but
more
see, the difference
established
between-
developers who now are going to be. Keep in mind, these were like These were either indie or like kind of known developers who didn't have unlimited supplies of money.
Here's the difference, though. When you put an indie developing team and have them get backed by massive money, that doesn't necessarily make a better game. We've already seen that, No Man's Sky. So usually you want to keep the indie development team kind of indie and hungry to make a creative, good game, as opposed to throwing a whole bunch of money at it. Give me an example, then.
Well, you just gave one example of just a terrible one.
Give me an example of a good one.
Anyone that's huge today. was at one time one of those small companies.
What games, Corey?
What are you talking about?
You have none. There has not been an indie game development team that's been like, oh yeah, and then we get acquired by Sony or Microsoft, and we blew up and made a big game. They've always either been established companies.
Who made what about Naughty Dog?
That wasn't any.
They're not acquired?
No, they're not acquired. That's
Are you
why
sure
I
they're
said
not for Sony PlayStation.
That's why I said
They're not. Properly.
Yeah, they're not. What they come out and always say is we are dedicated to Sony, but they're not acquired by Sony. That's why I'm saying if they bought something like that, that's something you go, holy crap! Like when Microsoft came out and said we bought Rare. That wasn't. You know why that was a holy crap? Because when they bought Rare, they bought it at a time when they were just coming off of the mass success from 64. That's when they did. Look at all the games. What? Go Google search all the Rare games on 64. Conker's Bad Fur Day.
I know
Perfect Dark.
that, but they didn't buy them.
They bought them on that
time.
They bought them on that word. That's what they were stealing from. They were like, we got it from Nintendo. Now they're coming over and they're going to build these games, which everybody thought they were at the time, for us. That's what they thought. And then we fast forward 7 years, 10 years, and we got Sea of Thieves.
Well, you had Banjo-Kazooie, and then...
All right, we're okay.
Was it ukulele?
Naughty Dog's parent organization is Sony Interactive Entertainment.
Ooh. So they are owned by Sony. Then.
Yeah.
So then what's the other one? No, because there's two.
So name another one.
No. Well, they're not an indie developer. They weren't indie before that. They weren't indie.
Neither of these ones.
They made
these ones made
They
games.
made it big. Well, I wasn't talking about them. I said they're not to get excited for. I said you take an indie development team and you put money behind it doesn't make it a good game. And you were like, oh, yeah, it does. That's what exactly it does.
Oh my gosh! I said you just went off and named one really bad one. I think
that's what.
And I asked you retort with a good one,
and
I
did.
Still, no, they weren't indie. You know they weren't indie.
So No Man's
You telling me
Sky
before?
So
was
the
bought
ones
by
that they
Sony.
announced today, those were all indie
I'm talking
developers?
about the one you retorted with, Corey.
Okay.
Stay on
Whatever.
track.
No, you. Okay.
Yeah.
Don't
So
What did they get? Compulsion.
So what games did they purchase basically from these studios?
They got I think Coalition, Undead Labs.
I don't think it's about what games they purchase. I think it's about the fact that they purchase.
They had 5.
They have 5 new studios added to Microsoft Studios. So that means that there are that many more studios
Dedicated to making games.
that could be dedicated to making future games and
under the name Microsoft Studios.
Under the name Microsoft Studios, which I would say probably 99% of the games from here on out done by Microsoft Studios are going to be on Game Pass, for example. So we're going to benefit from this point on if we have Game Pass.
I'm more about seeing the results as opposed as like
you want
now.
to see immediate results.
Well, because why would you announce something if nothing's coming out? Like that's the same thing that we're getting a Rare thing. So I'm gonna wait another decade before I hear anything from this.
You don't know what's gonna be another decade.
They announced Battletoads.
Okay.
Oh, that's Rare.
Yeah, they announced that
Never mind.
they had a
Never mind.
Battletoads was actually purchased by them how long ago?
Whenever they
got
okay,
Rare,
I
right?
have an
Thank
article
you.
pulled up. Playground Games, one of the ones they announced that they developed, is the developer of all the Forza games. So those have been partnered, but now they're officially alongside.
So
of it.
they were like the Naughty Dog then.
That's the only thing they've worked on, huh?
Ninja Theory has titles including Hellblade, Undead Labs just released State of Decay, and Compulsion Games is working on We Happy Few.
Compulsion Games, that was a indie game developer, wasn't it?
Yeah, I want to say they were in.
Because didn't they have like a Kickstarter or something? Or am I
don't know.
I might be getting this mixed up. I know it was an indie game though, because I remember like they sold that pre-alpha, I think, to help fund their game.
So it seems to me like last year it was about that whole indie push where they announced 1 billion indie developers for their indie platform. And then this year, it's like they went a step up, and they just went and they acquired 5 teams that were not quite indie yet, but not big, huge players.
Yeah, they're not AAA, but they're not indie. They have games on their resume that are recognizable.
Yeah,
and
they're banking on them taking whatever franchises they have or we're working on, and then just giving them Microsoft money.
Exactly.
Yep. What is it? Undead Labs is State Decay, so that looks like it was an indie.
All right. I think that wraps it up for Halo. Basically, Xbox. For us, I know it was interesting for the Sea of Thieves. We were all interested in that.
For sure.
I was actually happy that they showed something for Sea of Thieves.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, keep the momentum going.
Yeah, you got to keep it. I mean, they do their week-to-week thing that keeps me good.
Like, I understand, but that didn't need to get passed off as like one of their world premiere trailer things. Like, we all knew that was coming.
Yeah,
That was
I
a
mean,
slot filler
Sure.
to me.
You can put that in the because you probably would have got that this week anyway, since it's a weekly thing from their developers.
Yeah, but why not include it?
Yeah, they want that hype on their own thing. Is what it was.
Yeah, I think Sea of Thieves is one of those fringe games where it's not dead yet, but it's not like
They need
blowing
to keep
up.
playing.
Yeah, it's plateaued.
Yeah,
I think-
it can go either way. It can
Right.
probably fluctuate and have a kind of healthy life and a player base that's kind of active. Like, I mean, we still play, and I usually run into people, so hopefully that will
Insomniac.
encourage more people to
That's
keep
what I'm
playing that
looking
game
for.
and it doesn't go away. But I saw Twitch chat was not very entertained. But we've hit the halfway mark of the show, 5 minutes over, and I want to switch gears to Bethesda.
Yes.
Bethesda came out swinging hard. They were not playing any games. They started with Andrew WK. You guys remember that?
Nobody
Guy from the
remembers
early
that.
2000s?
Yeah, nobody remembers him.
Punch himself in the face to bleed on stage.
He did Let's Get the Party Started, Party Hard. I
Yeah.
can't remember the name of it.
I thought that was the.
It was party hard.
It was a Black Eyed Peas song.
Yeah, I thought it was a Black Eyed Peas. Yeah, that's what I thought it was. Let's get it started in here.
He was the white IP.
He made the original song, I guess, that they're using to promote Rage.
Yeah.
You know what? It fits.
Oh, hold
Yeah,
on.
I mean-
We got to go back to Xbox. I'm sorry. My bad. As they were ending, remember it looked like they were getting hacked and they showed Cyberpunk?
I think, yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of people said
Yeah.
that they were going to see something from that, but
I thought they got canceled.
nah, a lot of people,
sounds
a lot
like
of the people expected it to be there. I just wanted to know what capacity, and it didn't really. They didn't show any gameplay, so
I was just like, oh, Watch Dogs jumped a couple more years.
yeah, it did. Watch
Yeah.
Dogs.
It's Watch Dogs Blade Runner.
Yeah, it did.
Yeah.
These guys are known for Witcher, so I mean they're not slouches.
Yeah, they're not. Yeah, okay.
This game's been in development for
I feel
a
like
long time, though.
if there wasn't a Bethesda announcement, that probably could have been something pretty hype, but I don't know.
Watching it, I was just like,
It
it wasn't like it was cool, but I didn't really.
It's a thing where you're not hyped about a cutscene. Is
Yeah.
that maybe
Yeah,
it?
That's
that
basically
might
what it was.
actually
It was a
be it.
cutscene.
Okay, yes. I mean, that's the simplest thing. Then, like, everybody is the same. Well, not everybody. Some people will still just be like, "Oh, I can't wait for this." But like, what are you waiting for?
What are you waiting
What are you?
for,
What are you
huh?
waiting for?
Okay, on to Bethesda.
Yes.
They got it started. Andrew WK comes out. They show us Rage 2. This is one I felt was just kind of average. It looks fun.
Looks cool, yeah.
If
Yeah.
there's no Borderlands coming out in the next couple years, maybe this could scratch your Borderlands itch. But it's only
Yeah.
single player, right?
As far as I know,
They
I
didn't
mean,
mention anything about
Yeah,
multiplayer, but it did look very Borderlandy.
looks like it's going to lend itself to multiplayer, like at least a versus type of thing.
Yeah,
Looks like it'd be
Battle
so
Royale.
much more fun if it was multiplayer. But they showed a lot of heads popping off. Game had a lot of comedy in it. If you remember, like they went into a whole like cutscene of watching this TV of like a Billy the Bass thing, but it's just some mutant face that sings songs to you.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah,
to
yeah.
sell their
To sell their
collector's edition.
collector's
Yeah.
edition.
That's our theory.
No, it was confirmed.
No, yeah.
Oh, was it really?
Yeah, you can buy it right
Yeah.
then and
Because
there. Or
that
pre-order
little
it,
thing
I mean.
on when we watched it on Twitch, it popped up saying pre-order the collector's edition of Rage.
Yeah.
Oh, what?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was like right as soon as they promoted it.
Yeah.
Are you getting it?
No.
You don't want that in your house?
The hell would I want that for? I don't like the game, let alone get a collector's edition of it.
That's a pretty cool item. You gotta admit.
It's been overshadowed by better collector's
I'd rather
edition
have the
stuff.
fish.
What else did we see?
Doom,
Doom.
real quick.
The
Doom.
original
Doom,
Halo?
Internal. Was that what it was? And we
Eternal, I think it was.
Eternal?
Eternal.
I don't think it was internal.
Did I say internal?
Powered
Yeah,
by Dr. Pepper.
Clearly, it was
Yeah.
powered by Dr. Pepper.
Eternal, and I kind of thought it was a DLC, but based
It
on
could
what
be, yeah.
based on what I've read, it's actually there's like
Its own
IGN
game?
has it as its next entry into
Really?
the game series.
It looked exactly the same.
It looked the same. I thought it was DLC.
Well, here's the thing with the
These
lore
two chuckleheads were
of
talking over the guy, so I don't know.
it
for sure.
didn't matter. They probably enhanced it. The thing
Shoot
with
some demons.
the thing with Doom is he just summed it up right there. Shoot some demons.
Yeah.
What more can you do in Doom to make it look differently? So I don't know what that Eternal is. It very much could be just a DLC or something like that. So I mean, kudos.
Are you getting it, Webb?
No.
All right,
Then
then.
you didn't need to listen to him
Yeah.
talk about it. Because nobody cares.
Nobody cared about it.
They talked a lot of Elder Scrolls, so they came out and gave ESO a pretty good pitch.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, on the was it Somerville or Summers?
Yeah, Somerville. I can't remember. Just some
Free
DLC.
Somerset,
I think it was actually
right?
already
Somerset
out or something. They just kind of gave it some airtime to remind us it was there. It felt
And it's
like.
free, right?
And it's free.
The,
And
the game, base game. I mean,
they're gonna keep supporting. I think it's like
No,
$10.
The base game
It's on Pass.
on
Yeah.
Steam, it's $10.
Game Pass.
oh
Yeah.
really?
Game
So
Pass. It is.
oh, but it's
Game
free
Pass.
to play
Yes.
because you're not
Yes.
paying
you
them
don't have to
monthly.
pay monthly.
Oh,
Right.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Elder Scrolls Legends, which I believe their card game. Again, nobody cared about.
Again,
that
free.
No.
That one will be free.
They announced that when the card game hype was up, like what, 2 years ago?
That's probably why they gave it 2 minutes, if anything. Yeah.
And then it just
Like
fades away. But they're
we
still
recognize what you guys, that we're off the hype, but we still made this game and we got to put it out.
good. Remember
So
when card games were a thing?
yeah,
They were really relaxed during their meeting. Like they were letting F-bombs fly. They started it off with Andrew WK. The main dude started off with a joke about Walmart Canada leaking all their stuff.
Yeah, that was good.
that was a good one.
I missed that joke. I missed that.
Yeah, he said we announced this game.
in partnership with
In
our friends
partnership
at
with it.
Walmart
Yeah.
Canada.
Yeah,
We're like, damn.
Yeah, that's good. That's good.
He goes, Walmart known for their low prices and ability to keep secrets.
Quake
Good.
Champions got some stage time.
Oh yeah, gonna dethrone Overwatch.
I mean,
dethrone it.
You and I had the same reaction. We're like, why are we not playing this? It's Steam download, and then they had gameplay, and I just went, cancel.
Was it free? Is it free?
It's free.
It's free.
But still,
Oh,
it's
they're
like
just
I'm
giving
not
it
going to
away.
waste my hard drive space and
Yeah.
my time on it.
No, it's not a. It's a game that's going to cater to those people that
love the game.
that
They
loved
played
those
that
games back in
game.
the day. Yeah.
The real hardcore PC players.
You know what? Those are actually not a lie.
That's the truth.
The Quake players are probably those real like
real
you're not on my
hardcore
level.
PC players.
I'm the elitist.
Don't
elitist.
call yourself part of the master race if you're not going to get Quake.
Yeah, Quake is
That's
the
just
old
it.
school like PC.
You're fake. You're fake news.
I'd rather waste my time on Realm Royale at this point. They also talked about Prey DLC.
Okay, so that's just confirming Nismonic is Cory because he said exactly the same thing.
Yeah,
Holy crap.
Cory would rather waste his time
Yeah.
on Realm Royale.
yeah.
Yeah.
Prey though, that's where they kind of dropped the ball. They fumbled a little bit there because the two people they chose to run that announcement were a little cringy,
Yeah.
not very funny.
Yeah, they try to do jokes. They try to have
the
their little
post.
stand
It's
up.
like, oh, the post-it fell off my shoulder.
That must be a mimic.
Yeah.
Well, you're not.
Was that a DLC or a full-blown game?
No, it's DLC.
It's DLC.
Yeah.
Okay, that was confusing.
Good music though.
What is this?
Good music.
Wolfenstein Youngblood.
Eh,
Yeah, I mean,
Anybody?
if you
they
like
didn't show
Wolfenstein.
any. They didn't show any gameplay, so
That was just a
Just
was
a
a mobile
cutscene.
game, right? That was
no, it's
that was a full game.
it's a DLC thing. I
was
thought
it a DLC?
because it's just about the two daughters of the main character from the other one,
Yeah.
and their trials and tribulations. I guess I don't know.
Do you ever
but
Still
then they
fighting
did-
Nazis.
Yeah,
You ever go to a fireworks show and they start off pretty awesome and then there's like in the middle just fireworks and you're like ooh ah and then at the end they always do the spectacle.
yeah.
That's how Blizzard modeled their like entire thing.
Blizzard was shown today.
Yeah, I
Not
missed
Bethesda,
that Blizzard.
Yeah, I missed that
It's been
one.
a long day. Bethesda, they came out swinging with like some pretty hype announcements and like a live band and stuff, and then we kind of go through this lull where there's still little high points and low points.
Just get through this part, guys.
Then we hit Elder Scrolls Blades was actually pretty hype.
Pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
For a mobile game.
for a cross-platform game,
Yes.
Wow. Wow.
like you're playing with somebody on their Switch or whatever, and you're playing on your cell phone, and somebody's playing on their VR system. That's pretty good and it's free.
The way it looked, the game, like it looked really good. It's a mobile game. Yeah, it looks like you tap to move. Still first person.
No, you can use the
Dungeon
joysticks.
crawler.
Yeah, you can still you can move joystick
Yeah,
wise.
they
Yeah,
showed that too. You can
Yeah.
use the two thumbs on your screen.
they made it
moving
like
around.
There's a where you could build your own castle and decorate it and stuff for
Yeah.
do little things and invite other players to come visit your castle. There's PvP.
So multiplayer and Elder Scrolls confirmed already.
yeah, confirmed.
Boom.
It was really cool. And that was like just the beginnings of like the best announcements, because then they went into full Fallout 76 mode.
Oh yeah,
Good.
what I've been waiting for years.
They even brought out their big guns presenter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Once the Howard came out.
Yeah, their main dude, the guy who when he shows up, you know shit's about to go down. He came out. They teased us with the same trailer we've seen before, and then thank God we actually got more details on it. So, what was your favorite part of the announcement for Fallout 76, Aaron?
The multiplayer. Finally, after decades of wanting this freaking multiplayer, they finally. You know what I feel like they did? I feel like
They finally read your tweets?
Yeah, they finally did all that.
Read your
And all
letters?
my letters. But I felt like they tested it out with Elder Scrolls, and were like, oh, people like this kind of setup. Let's put it in an MMO. And then people were like, oh, I mean, it's
okay.
all right. And they're like, all right, let's dial it back a little.
So I'd rather
Let's
just
just give
play-
them, let's just
cooperative.
give them co-op stuff. So they put it in there. I can't wait to I love playing single player Fallout. I'm playing Fallout 3 right now, but there's just some times where, and they said it right in the freaking conference. It's like sometimes when you want to, show some people some cool things in the world, you just tell them like. No, you want to show them. You want to experience it with them and stuff like that. Like, that's cool. It reminds me when I played Oblivion on the Xbox 360 with After 5 and Shiz.
Oh, yeah.
And I remember I was talking about all the cool stuff I was doing, but I was just like, at the end of the day, it's like, oh, well.
You can't see it.
Cool, guys.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, you want to show that cool stuff, and I'm glad that they're bringing in multiplayer.
So they didn't even call it an MMO or anything. They
No.
called it survival. But not hardcore survival, softcore survival.
Softcore.
Yeah.
What I thought was like my favorite line and my biggest fear, because I love the intimacy of Fallout. I like how you can go off and get lost in your own missions and stuff like that. And in this, if making it multiplayer, the fear was that it's just going to be terrible if it's like any other MMO where there's a whole bunch of just like hundreds of people in one city just all running around. Someone's dancing, someone's doing, type spamming shit in chat, and it's just annoying. This one, they said each server is only going to have like up to 12 people.
Yeah.
Said dozens.
He said dozens.
Yeah, he
He
said
said
dozens.
dozens?
Yeah, he said dozens.
Said not 100. So
Said not
so-
hundreds, not thousands, just dozens.
And the size of the
Dozens.
map is 4 times bigger than Fallout 4. So that's a lot of real estate and not a whole lot of players.
Right.
And he also-
Which is cool.
Yeah, that's perfect.
Most likely,
Yeah.
you're not going to get any chatting with anybody unless you see them.
Oh, it's going to be kill on first sight for everybody, I think.
I think it's going to be a lot like Sea of Thieves is. Or
Yeah.
at least it was like initially. It's going to be, you're going to be sailing through, you're going to be walking through the wasteland, you're going to see somebody, and it's going to go instant battle mode for like the first few weeks. And then after a while, it's going to chill. People are just going to chill out.
I have a feeling that Fallout players are a little more mature, and you'll probably still get some of those, but Aaron was doing some detective work. We rewatched the whole thing and kind of would freeze frame on things. We hit pause. And there's the ability to sell things.
Yeah,
Yes.
it's true.
So you might see someone and want to barter, unless they go Minecraft mode, and when you kill them, you just take everything they have anyways.
Oh, I hope
Be
not.
really shitty.
I hope not.
Otherwise, you might want to talk to someone. There might be
True.
more benefit in working together, especially when they're so far and few between.
Yeah, 100%.
But yeah, you could run up PvP style and just be a dickhead, or you could work together. Most importantly, you could invite friends.
Yeah.
Unlike
Yeah.
Sea,
That'd be
Super cool.
awesome.
unlike Sea of Thieves, actually
See if these just changed that, right?
depends on the amount of people. Like if it's only 4 people, but if there's a dozen of us and we all want to play on the same server, I really hope that's a possibility.
See, I really hope they do that too.
Like a private
Because he said you're not
match.
going to see servers.
Yeah, you're not going to see servers. That's
But you can
fine.
still invite people.
But
So
like,
if
if you
you
can invite
have
people
12,
to your like world and just can't party up with them, and you don't get whatever benefits from partying up gets, then I'll be
Yeah.
fine
It
with
just
that.
it just has friendly fire if they're not in your party.
Yeah, just stuff like that.
If you're in the
Like
same
I wouldn't
instance, at
wouldn't
least.
care too much, but as long as we're like, because get a group of 5. That's what we keep running into. Like we keep running into that, one extra person
That
type
happens
of
to Sea of
thing.
Thieves all the time.
So if they can just open it up just a little bit more,
Yeah.
just a tad bit.
One thing I see in chat, which they never answered, and it's probably unlikely, is cross-platform.
Yeah, nah. Sorry,
Yeah,
guys.
they didn't. I think baby steps.
If we're lucky, we may get
Baby
an Xbox Play Anywhere situation.
Maybe.
I mean, that's how it works in Sea of Thieves. It's happening more
But Sea
and
of Thieves,
more.
isn't that that's a first party game though?
Gears of
Yeah.
War.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
First
No,
party,
I know what
yeah.
you're talking about. Yeah, but hey, the technology exists.
Yeah, it definitely exists.
Yeah.
It's those damn bastards don't want to turn the
Flip
switch
that
on.
damn switch.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's the problem.
So there's the multiplayer. You could team up with people. It looks like you join their worlds, and I don't know if your worlds mix because you can build your own forts and bases and
Right.
things like that.
Anywhere, which
Anywhere
looks
you
like
want.
Oh, because you have that camping.
yeah, that
little-
CAMP thing.
So the
Mechanism.
question is, the four of us jump on, and I'm like, "Hey guys, look at my fort." And Cory goes, "Yeah, oh yeah, that's cool. Come look at what I have on mine," and we follow you to your location. That's
Is
I
that
wonder.
is that how it is, or is
I'm
it?
wondering. I don't know.
Because we've
What if we
played.
chose the same locations on
That's-
each
see,
of our
there you go.
servers?
So I'm thinking
It
it's,
just moves it
I'm thinking
over.
it's host. I'm thinking it's a host thing like Minecraft.
It has to be.
Whoever's
hosting,
the leader.
Yeah, then you're just kind of in their world.
They did say something about how you could pick up and move your entire base,
You can
Yeah.
because you can take it anywhere. Yeah.
like the whole thing.
Yeah.
Well, no, that camp thing, I think, and then that's where you build on.
You just rebuild.
Yeah.
I think you can. I think they made it so you somehow pick up your whole thing and move if you want.
Then how are you going to place it directly someplace else? Like, wouldn't things have to map up,
Yeah,
like
it has
match
to
up?
Snap into
Unless
position.
it just takes everything that you build and just puts it into that thing.
I think it takes everything you build, puts it in that thing.
and it's like that's your inventory for stuff
that's your
that you've
inventory.
got.
So
Okay.
now you can rebuild
And
it.
just move
Yeah,
it.
but you just have to
The stuff
re-put
you already
everything
made.
up.
Rebuild everything. but you still
That
have
that
it.
makes
you still
sense.
have the inventory.
Yeah, that makes sense then.
So that seemed interesting. I've never really been into the building base defense thing. Here's my biggest fear of the game, though. There was no talk whatsoever or any implications that there was going to be NPCs around and that there would be questing even.
They did
No.
well. He says in the beginning there's still going to be a single player experience.
But they also called it survival. So I can have a
There's-
single player experience on Sea of Thieves if I wanted to.
But there's survival in like a lot of it. It's just not.
soft survival.
It's,
everybody.
you wanna
it's
know
soft
if
survival.
there's-
Yeah,
Soft
it's
Yeah, where are the
it's drink
NPCs?
water, eat food, and loot things. I mean, find bullets. That stuff's all there. It's already implemented in the game. I think it's just adding the player element now that's going to change stuff. The other
Nismonic said
player.
this in chat, and I think he's actually right. I can't recall completely, but didn't he say all the NPCs are humans?
I think he just said everybody coming out of the vault is a human.
Yeah,
I hope
he did
so.
say that. And then I just remembered something. He did say that he goes, the quest that the overseer has you going on is, I can't remember what it was, but he did mention that there is a quest overseer sends you on. So maybe there is something.
Of course, there's stuff to do, but I hope it's more expansive than Sea of Thieves. I hope it's not like go do the. We can either go kill random bandits, we can go kill a
Right.
special animal, or we can go bring back some chickens. Like, I hope it's not just like those over and over again.
Yeah.
And you have a storyline mission of, making choices for civilizations and
This whole
like,
thing is about building the world back from nothing, and so I think it's probably going to lean heavy on like building these new towns that you see, like a megaton. You know what I mean? Like make them prosperous and more people coming to them,
You know what? You might not get.
as well as your own.
You might get that, like Fallout 4 does. You know how they have settlement type of people, but I don't think you will, and because of the setting, the time. This is the first vault that opens up. There's nobody in the wasteland, right?
No, there's people in the wasteland.
I thought people all died from the nuclear explosions.
Not everybody died. People still survived. That's part of the lore. It's like people somehow managed to survive, or some places didn't all get hit with nukes. That's why there's still places that are green and have trees, and there's some towns that are still like standing.
Okay.
No, I think it's 20 years after the war, which is why you
Yeah.
have things that are
Yeah.
green.
But not everything.
green again.
The thing is, not everything got hit. A lot of stuff did get hit, and which caused radiation and shit to change. That's why you see like super mutants and
Yeah.
whatever those crazy ass bat things were.
Okay.
But it's like people still survived the blast. Not everybody died.
They should have gave us more of the game then.
Yeah.
I wanted an hour playthrough.
Well,
It's probably going on right now, but we're over here talking about it, and other people
literally
are still
trying to
talking
look it
Todd
up
Howard.
online, to see. But they did.
That's the biggest question mark. They answered a lot of questions, but how the quests are going to work and what you're actually going to do to pass the time rather than just survive and build stuff.
And then, so like the beta, they're supposed to have a beta. We don't know when it's going to start, and their website is crashing.
Yeah.
Which is, I guess, expected.
Yeah, everybody wants to be on there. Yeah.
But see, like my biggest thing that I want the beta to clear up is like how are special weapons going to work? Like. You have Lincoln's
Unique
repeater.
weapons, yeah.
You have like stuff like that, and then you have those legendary monsters now from like Fallout 4, where if you kill them, they drop a unique bonus type of weapon.
Right.
Now, is it like everybody for themselves? Like not everybody's gonna get this weapon. We got it like a Borderlands thing. We got to fight for it.
Yeah.
Is that what's gonna happen?
Yeah. I can't. Yeah. How did that work on Borderlands?
See, I thought everybody got their own loot, but I don't remember.
No, they didn't. No. It was because I remember when I played with freaking Adam, and I was recording, and I remember opening up a chest, and he ran by and just quickly grabbed it and ran away. Yeah. So it's not. It's first come, first serve. Yeah.
So that would suck if like one of those not legendary weapons, but one of those special items, like the alien blaster.
Yeah.
Right. So now if Cory's host. And we're all in the game together, and David Webb goes and steals his alien blaster in his game. You're just assed out now, Cory? You know what I mean? Like, that sucks.
Reload.
That sucks so
Reload
bad.
the game.
It's like that the episode Community where Pierce steals the sword of Draconis that took him like
He's
10
like, I'm
years
rubbing
to
my
get.
balls on it.
I think in Borderlands, I think in chests, there was only one of it. But I distinctly remember us like farming Cromarax, and then we'd all find our own loot. It wasn't just like there was one legendary. I feel like remember we would all leave with it because there was a reason why we'd all work together.
No, we got it because whenever we were trying to get the typewriter, the conference call, we had to go one at a time.
And we just took turns.
Yeah, because everybody got a different. Because remember, it was different stats for each time you got it.
Huh. I don't know why I'm forgetting that. Anyways, that was interesting. They talked about
the nuke.
The nuke, yeah.
The nuke.
Literally looking at that right now.
Yeah.
Changes terrain on the actual game too.
Yeah. And then that's another thing. It's like if you, again, say Webb's hosting now, and then we just fire nukes around the whole freaking map. Everything's just destroyed, and
just
so now his game's just done.
Just leave his whole map as a wasteland. Like, thanks, guys. Thanks.
Yeah, so I really hope that the servers reset when you log out and then you just log back in. It's just like you can go farm new places now or something.
They didn't give us a beta date.
They didn't.
Would you be happy? Would you be happier if it was like, I don't know. I'm trying to think like if you can do closed server basically.
I would be fine with that.
But
I'm not terrible.
You'd be okay losing the aspect of just randos kind of walking around?
Yeah.
If I can turn it off and on, that's fine.
No, I'd be fine without it.
Yeah, I mean, like
because
when
that's
you sign
what
up to play, you're either like, I'm cool jumping into someone else's or playing in mine.
Yep.
Okay.
I mean, it's always better to have more options than no options. Like, that's just a fact of life. Well, it costs money to place your thing to put your camp down. I just saw that.
You don't want to keep moving that
Yeah, I just saw that.
Okay.
Because it showed his loot go down whenever he just placed that camp thing down.
They showed before, like, all the characters were playing instruments.
Yep.
So that was kind of
little piano, little drum, little, I don't know what the other one was.
Emote wheel that included things like buying and selling.
Yep.
Grouping up, partying up, and things like that. So it's pretty expansive. There's a lot of stuff to do. Even though they did answer a lot, I think the best part of this whole thing was when we found out it's like only 4 or 5 months away.
I know, man. Like
that's the second time
Bethesda, they do that to you.
Like this one will be out before we know it.
They got to stop because they're gonna
slow down.
Yeah, they're gonna keep having people expect stuff. So, like, I don't know.
That's when they change it up. And that's when, like, all right, we're releasing this 2 years from now.
Like, what are they doing next year? E3, we're going to be excited for them next year and everything, and then they're going to come out and is it just going to be all expansion talk?
Well, just judging from this year's E3, next year's E3 is going to suck.
You think this one was too good and they gave out too much
You always
info?
have the good year and then the bad year.
That is
true. And then
true.
the good year and then the bad year. So I think we're next year we're due for a bad year.
What if E3 is more Skyrim though? Because they did drop that gem.
One
They
last
said
badass
that's
thing
in
too
advance,
before
like,
we move on
way
past Fallout was the part we just because it's kind of off passively in the studio right now. It was the selfies.
Yeah, with the monsters.
They were in
Yeah.
someone's base. A giant bat thing attacks it. Is tearing it up. The team takes it all down, and then they all just start taking selfies and pictures in front of it.
Yeah,
Shows.
which is
hunting.
cool.
It's pretty
I'm
awesome.
a little worried about that. How hard is it going to be to get actual items to build your base if a monster can just come through and wreck it like it just did?
That's frustrating. That's the part that frustrates me the most.
Well, with 4 people, you should be able to loot a lot of stuff.
Yeah,
I
but
imagine.
still, like it looked like that bat took out a water tower, like something that was.
that was the
Yeah.
generator.
That would suck even more.
That was a
So if he
generator,
takes out
that
the
wasn't a
generator, which
generator.
runs the power for your like auto turrets, and okay, now it's not shooting that bat, and you
Well,
just.
obviously you have one person building while the other ones fight.
I better be able to roam the countryside anywhere I want, and then come back and team up with people.
Everybody just go their separate ways.
No, like I don't need. I just like that option. I just love that option.
I just hope everything's more difficult when you have 4 people or however many the max is going to be.
Okay,
Like, so that way it gives you more incentive to stay together instead of.
that's what smart developers do.
That's
what smart
but I mean, like,
developers do.
and then like maybe it'd be more risky. Like if you go on your own, you gotta play differently. Play stealthy now. Don't just run up with a baseball bat and try to hit everything.
I didn't see too many melee weapons beside that axe.
That was a sweet axe.
Giant
The
sloth
giant sloth.
Yeah.
Is pretty sick,
It
too.
was
Is
dope.
that the original Deathclaw? Well,
Ooh, they might be on this
we
one.
might
Claw
find out.
pad.
It might be.
So besides that, we thought I was satisfied at that point.
I was,
I
yeah.
felt like all right, they could end this thing and we
Yeah.
could all like just geek out and stuff. But then because they dropped the release date of like in a couple months, so I was completely satisfied. Then they come out and say we're going to show you some stuff that's even further down the road, and they start with Starfield.
Yeah.
Yeah, they showed a little 25 years in the making, Starfield.
Yeah,
like
25
teaser,
years in
yeah.
the making. This is kind of exciting because I feel like Bethesda has already dominated, the Lord of the Rings Z times. What is that? The medieval
High fantasy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They've dominated that genre.
Yes.
The post-apocalyptic.
Post-apocalyptic, they've already
Dominated, yeah.
dominated it. The one thing they haven't done is like a space RPG.
The next frontier. That's what they're going for.
Yeah.
Can Bethesda beat Mass Effect?
Ooh, shut your mouth.
Ooh, that is
Shut
your mouth.
that should be the
Shut
next brain bang
Your
question right there.
mouth.
That's
Wait, BioWare is not even planning another one, as far as I know.
No,
BioWare
Anthem-
owns space. They own space with Knights of the Old Republic and
Oh yeah, they
Mass
do
Effect.
Knights of the Old
Yeah,
Republic too.
yeah.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
right. I don't know. That's
It feels like if anybody could beat them, it would be Bethesda.
Let me present this to you too, because BioWare has also done high fantasy in Dragon Age,
yeah, they have.
and
So we getting BioWare versus Bethesda next fighting game.
I feel like Skyrim and Elder Scrolls has a much bigger audience than the Dragon Age audience.
Yeah, no,
I
you'd
can see
be
that,
right
yeah.
on that.
I
Yeah,
think the games are better. I think I love them both, but personally, I prefer Skyrim.
So you
I
think, think Bethesda's gonna go like a Jade Empire next?
I think once they dominate space, I don't know, they'll probably take Madden over or
So
something.
do you think they'll do in the same? Because like if you play Fallout and you play Elder Scrolls series, they're kind of similar. You can see that. Okay, this developer made this game. I get that. This is
They
is
have
their
They
style.
have a recipe.
Yeah,
The way the NPCs react,
Yes.
the way the skill trees work. Yeah.
like arguably, you can put a Skyrim character in Fallout. You're like, oh, you fit here for some reason.
To a degree, I think you can do the same thing in Dragon Age and Mass Effect. Like the combat systems are just
Okay.
a little bit different, but the party systems work the same. How you have like a base you go back to and you
Yeah.
the romance trees.
Yeah,
and all
yeah.
that. You can tell they follow the same recipe. So I'm expecting this to be the Skyrim and the Fallout of the space world, and I think that's going to be what No Man's Sky, what we were hoping it was going to be.
That's because see, I don't want to get my hopes up for that because they've given me what I've wanted for the longest now in this Fallout, and if I want this, space exploration, space opera type of thing from Bethesda, I don't want to get disappointed when they're like, this is a real-time strategy game. So I'm gonna save
RTS in space.
Yeah, like I'm gonna save. I'll just get excited for that sweet helmet that you're gonna get with the.
Oh, you're gonna get that? You can get the helmet.
That's a tough one.
It's got a light on it.
Yeah. What about that glow in the dark map?
Oh,
That was the funniest thing. Is like you get a map, and it fucking glows in the dark.
So yeah, I don't know. I don't want to get my hopes up on Skybound or whatever it's called. What was it?
Starfield.
Starfield.
Starring
Yeah.
Jerry Seinfeld.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's the deal with
And Garfield and
space?
his cat companion Garfield.
Garfield and Seinfeld and Starfield.
What?
Lucian from Argentina. What is up?
Terrible.
So, and then they dropped the biggest bomb of all, in my opinion, and that was the
Making fun of themselves
no.
with all the Skyrim.
That Skyrim
was
parody
hilarious.
was
Oh,
good.
wait a minute. Yeah, you're talking about the
Keegan.
Yeah,
Keegan.
Alexa, play Skyrim.
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh wow. You forgot she's still listening over there.
Find the song Skyrim, yeah.
That was actually funny. Like that was
That was good,
That
yeah.
was good, yeah.
But no, they talked about Elder Scrolls 6.
Yeah.
They showed pretty much nothing. It was one of those sweeping shots of,
Right.
just the atmosphere, and you hear the Dovahkiin music, or a new variation of it. It was good.
Yeah.
Bethesda, hands down, is ahead by not even just a little bit.
No.
It's by a whole lot.
So
Sony
can
has to pull something
I was
out
gonna
of their
say, can the
hat.
other people beat them?
I don't even know what it would take.
What
I
did it
seriously
take?
don't know what it would take.
That is a great question. Red Dead? Can
Ooh.
Red Dead show up at one of these and throw down?
But we already know that's not an exclusive, so that's not like.
That doesn't need to be an
Doesn't
exclusive.
even- but
No.
if they just
Fallout's
show
not
what
an
they want,
exclusive.
yeah, if they just show us some.
But it's not going to be like, oh, and it comes out November.
So if Sony
You
said
know what I
after
mean?
Red Dead, we've purchased Rockstar.
If they
Damn.
said that,
Grand Theft Auto 6
then that's
confirmed.
Well, you were talking about.
Yeah,
with
I
the
know.
Big
That's a
gut punch.
That's
to
a gut
your
punch.
competitors.
Yeah, actually, that would be a killer for a lot because people love Grand Theft Auto.
Oh no,
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah, it's
It's
not
every
gonna happen. Not gonna happen
every kid's
because
dream.
Rockstar loves money.
That's
and
a-
they get money on both consoles.
That's
so-
a Disney buying Marvel move.
Yeah, that is.
for $60 billion.
I'm waiting for those money moves to be
What about a
made.
Borderlands? Can a Borderlands do it?
Ooh,
Like just a really good
a really good Borderlands.
with date that's this year. That type
know
of
what?
like hype with a sick
Oh.
trailer
With
with
the-
claptrap and the EDM music.
That
With
might
this
do
announcement,
it.
I wouldn't even want them to do that because I don't want to have to choose between
Yeah,
these two games
yeah.
and my time that I will spend on them.
Exactly. Do you want to slit your son or your daughter's throat?
No,
That's
yeah.
exactly what
Yeah.
you're asking.
I don't see Ubi having a chance or Square Enix.
no.
They're doing announcements.
Yeah, they have
They have their own little.
Oh, I didn't even know they were at the
things
show.
tomorrow.
But I think the last hope, if anything, is going to even come close, it's going to be Sony, and it has to incorporate Borderlands and I think Red Dead, and with gameplay and a hard set date, and it has to be, I don't know.
You're asking for the stars, sir.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's but I feel like Bethesda just gave us the stars.
They did. They did. And I don't think anybody else was ready for that. No other presenter there's like, oh, damn.
Oh, and Nismonic says we forgot Nintendo. Yeah, we did forget Nintendo, but I mean,
They're
we,
shown on Tuesday, though.
we know basically everything, and there's
Mario
there's
Tennis.
Very few
Yay.
things they can do to surprise us. Like
They're
that.
only going to show you Smash to try to compete with anything.
I think Smash will be their big push.
I
Yeah.
think so too. We did forget that Fallout Shelter is now on the Nintendo Switch.
Which Webb has
Which
been
I'm
playing
playing
this
right now.
whole show.
Yeah.
Have you really?
Yes,
Yeah,
he
I have been.
has.
That's hilarious.
I should open up my vault. Get ready. It looked like your little avatar profile pictures in the new Fallout 76 were your avatars from
Which is cool.
Shelter. That's
Yeah.
really cool. Well, this has been a great show. Thank you guys all for checking it out. We'll be doing more shows sporadically throughout the week as these news stories come out, because it is, of course, E3 week. And when we can't be there, it's actually, I feel like we're getting more information being home.
You
than
always
actually
do.
Oh,
at the
100%.
conference.
You
Yeah.
always do. It
Thank you
sucks.
to the sponsors: Oblivion Comics and Coffee, Sacramento's #1 spot for comics and/or coffee. Also, GG Gamer Subs. You got to get your bump with your Gamer Subs. You can use the code word VGB, save 10%, and help us keep the lights on,
Keep
everybody.
the lights on.
Also, our other sponsor, Energy Esports and the San Francisco Shock. Energy, congratulations to the Rocket League team who pulled second today in the World Championship in London, as well as the CSGO team who got a fourth place finish in London too. So they they performed admirably.
GG's, guys.
Also, we're actually doing really good in Dragon Ball Fighter Z because we had Super Noon and Hook Gang got at 2 different tournaments.
Yeah,
and I believe they both won them or made it to the grand finals, first or second. So
nice,
ridiculous
across the board. Energy is killing it.
Yeah, and then download the show, people. I know if you watch us live on Twitch, which some of you guys are, please subscribe to the podcast. You can do that on iTunes. You can do that on the Android Marketplace, Spotify, wherever you can find podcasts. You can find Video Game Bang. Give us a 5-star rating. Give us a review because that actually increases our placement in the marketplace, so more people find the show, more people listen. Maybe we could get more budget, and my soundboard will work because it's not even plugged in right now. Oops. But that's it. I hope you guys enjoyed this coverage. For Aaron Carter, the real David Webb, Steven Gutierrez, my name is Cory, saying you've just been banged.